Facebook.
You hear me?
Yes, and we live on Facebook. Let me just go to the thing so I could tag you so I could go on your page. Where you at? Let me see. There you go. Okay. Let's see. I want to edit the post and I want to tag.
Make sure everybody know this my real background. This ain't no
Y'all hear
uh,
him? Y'all hear him? This is his real background, y'all.
this ain't no video and nothing like that. This is straight up. This ain't no CGI and shit like that. This is my real background.
I
Hello.
love it. I love it, family. When y'all, if anybody watching, I know we just got on, but make a comment about his background. Make a comment about his background.
A good comment. Otherwise, I'm gonna delete that shit.
He might delete you, so he might
No,
delete
I
you.
definitely. No, what I do now is I give you a 30-day snooze. I won't all the way fall out with you. I'll just, give
Oh,
you 30 days that's it. And then we back friends.
that's a damn good idea. I didn't even
We
think
might,
about that.
because we might not just be vibing right now. We on a different, page. So what I do is instead of me just blocking you, unfollowing you, and doing all that, I just give you the 30-day snooze where I won't see nothing you got going on, and hopefully you won't see none of my shit, and then we just keep it pushing. And then if God want us to reconnect, then He'll put it back together.
And you know what I do? I'm gonna start doing that, but I was unfollowing people, and then I follow back when I was ready to follow.
Yeah, well, some people you got to just cut all the way off, but I'm just,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm just
that's a
for the
good
most
idea.
part 30-day snooze. Try it Facebook.
Yeah. And guess who's the first one on here? Sub-Zero. I need you to comment on a big Omeezy's background. What you think of it, Sub-Zero? What you think of it? Why don't you comment about it?
About what? You don't even know. He's right, like, but about what, sis?
But one thing about
For
Sub-Zero.
everybody who don't know, this is part two of the other interview. If you want to see the other interview, Alita has it up on her page. You can boo boo boo. When we done with this one, I'm gonna share both of them, so we have a part one and part two. You know what I'm saying? I have a vast history. My name is Big Omeezy, but my name is also Omar Helton. So I'm multifaceted in the things that I could talk about, and I've been in the game for 20 plus years in the music business. So I know enough to cover a whole bunch of different phases of life. So when I speak, I'm not just speaking just to hear myself speak. It's coming from shit that I lived through, been through, and Alita got me on so that we could talk about things that I've lived through and seen and what I'm doing moving forward. So this is part two. Thank you. Happy Sunday.
And Sub-Zero said Big Omeezy is the real deal. Absolutely. And he's an Aries like me too, you know?
And you do know that. Yes.
Even though I gotta tell you, well, first thing I want to say, Sub-Zero, thank you for all your support for me, Meezy, everybody. We appreciate you. You know what I mean? We just appreciate you and stuff. And number two, I remember you telling me, because I think I've calmed down a lot, but I remember you telling me, boy, you Aries women are very different from us Aries men. Remember you telling me that? You probably don't remember, but I was like, yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of Aries ladies. We surrounded by Aries and Sagittarius and Scorpios in our whole little entourage and our whole little family structure that we rock with. But for the most part, it's like Young Muggsy, it's like Cousin Feet, Turf Talk, myself, 40's wife Tracy,
Yeah.
Kazim. You know what I'm saying? We just all Aries. We just mount up. It's too
Yeah.
many of us. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
40's surrounded by all the Aries. He might as well just been
Yeah,
an
yeah,
Aries.
that's what I'm saying. It's just like that would be the best feeling for any human is to be surrounded by a bunch of fiery go-getters, you know what I'm saying? Creative go-getter, go loyal, like all that type, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's up, Max 17? He got Max 17 watching and stuff.
What's
Part
happening?
two. like my brother said, it's part two because Xfinity decided to do an outage on the first one. Y'all, I did
Uh-huh.
pay my bill. I did pay my bill. It was the whole thing, the whole neighborhood app and everything was going
You
on.
had to get that life. You had to get that lifeline. You know that. You know that lifeline that give just a little power, just let you till you can pay.
Oh my God. I just was like, what the hell going on? Wait a minute. They just got my money. So, all right. So, I would have on Sessions with the Lead on YouTube, I would have the first one loaded up. And then I would have this one also loaded up on YouTube and everything. So, but you can
Okay.
go back to me and Big Omeezy, Omar Hilton's page, and look at the first interview and stuff. So, all right. So we're just gonna start where we kind of left off. I know you was we was talking kind of about Doey and stuff, but my question is, how did you get the name Big Omeezy?
E40. If you look at the video, let's hit the speeds out. Let's hit the LIQ. When 40 say, what is that one? Yeah. He said big ass niggas like be legit and Omeezy. You know what I'm talking about? But he already called me Big Omeezy because he called me Omeezy because my name is Omar. So Omeezy, that's just, you know what I'm saying? So we just put the two together and that was it. Once he put my name in the song, it was a rap. I was riding with it.
That's crazy because Muggsy said he gave him his name too.
He gave hella people their name, straight up.
Oh my God. That's crazy. All
My
right.
partner, my partner Ron, I call him Reezy. So now that's his name. So he introduced himself to somebody who said, "What's up? My name is Reezy."
Oh,
Yeah, or,
goodness.
yeah, depending on where he's at.
Oh my goodness. All right. So like I said, we ended, you was talking about how you got, Doey signed to Sick With It and everything. Shouts out to you, for that and rest in heaven, Doey. I think
It's really just one of those things, Alita, where as artists, we got and Dory was next level. Trust me, he was like Jordan in this shit. But um, you get your the songs the way you want them. You know what I'm saying? Your artwork, your artwork is tight. Your movement, you know what I'm saying? You rock it every show you do and shit. No, you say to yourself, all I need to do is get this, and this will bump me up, and but um it's just like if you was on No Limit or any other, you got to go for what you know. Even when you sign to a label, you know what I'm saying? You got to act like you're not even signed still. You just using it for the imprint and for the whatever. You doing songs with 40, like you in Murder Dog magazines. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to just got to do what like whatever we supposed to do, and we was all trying to figure it out anyway. As far as me as manager, I'm just wherever we at, you coming. Period. We go to Hawaii, you coming. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? You doing your thing.
Mhm.
So Dory Rock is my brother. Like in real life, you know what I'm saying? We was doing handstands in the pool in Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? He ain't. I bet he ain't did that with hella people. I bet you people wouldn't imagine you'll see Dory Rock in a pool in Hawaii doing handstands in the
I'm trying to
pool.
picture you doing a handstand in the pool.
We do handstands. I'm one of them ones when I was a kid. I'll throw a quarter and I'll swim all the way to 12 feet at the bottom with my head about to pop and just to go get that quarter and bring it back up.
Oh
You ever
my,
did that? You ever swam to the bottom of 12 feet where your ears and your head is about to pop?
oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, I just cannot imagine it. Oh wow. Okay. Now
It's real life.
besides Doey Rock, you said you had the what was the other groups that you said you was
Well,
man?
I had got with my homegirl Vanessa, and she had some groups. So I was like, okay, so we basically somehow we linked up. You know what I'm saying? And like we just clicked up the artist that me and Kwame had mixed with hers, and then we just formed an association. You know what I'm saying? We just said, okay, so for me, it's just like I'm tapped in. I'm gonna help everybody, but this is the way I want it to go. I want everybody to be connected, and we all work together because that's more impactful than us being separate trying to do this shit one. You know what I'm saying? One person by itself, that's cool, but everybody coming together like Voltron and working together, that could be a big movement. You know what I'm saying? Because you always thought, we had Cedric with Black Market, like that's a unit. Like at that time, you know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't tell me, you know what I'm saying? I'm like that was and he had to deal with priority, I believe.
Yeah, he did.
Like that's big stuff. That's big for Sacramento. You feel me? That's huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, and he, and, you know, and he, I think Brother Lynch, he was on billboards and all shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that
And
was
talk
huge.
shows.
I remember he shot that video on Alcatraz or some shit like that. But
That's right. He
that
did.
one of them, yeah, that was huge. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what we was talking about, but you gotta keep me on track. You feel me? It's midday.
I was just going back memory, and I was thinking about how Black Market had X-rated rapping from the cell. I mean,
But
the
they but the difference is when
yeah,
they had structure, they had a building, they had production room and this room
Our
and
End Road.
where all the tapes are, the tapes, the boxes of tapes that's going out, all the posters and flyers, the POP, all the shit, and like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Structure, you know what I'm saying? You got one head and you got a bunch of cats that's all devoted to making whatever happen. For however long you make it happen, whatever happens, that's the same way we are with Sick With It. It's like, or at least my position is whatever I got to do, I'll do. Because I know we about family. That's obvious. You know what I'm saying? And I know as long as I play my position and do what I do, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Any position, multiple positions, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. That's what I'm supposed to do, straight up.
one thing I do have to say about you, the whole Sacred family, once you guys do treat people like family. The minute I met you, we clicked, right? And we still, I mean, we brother and sister to this day. You know what I mean? But you guys, and that's what I love about, like, 40, you know what I mean? It's just, he he has, just that family, connection. And so he'll treat you like family from the get-go, even if he don't know you, because we was at a
Well,
point
can I tell
one
you
time.
something? Can I tell you something about 40? Earl Stevens, he has a big family.
Yeah, big family, big heart.
Like like a big family, from Vallejo to Texas to St. Louis to LA to everywhere. You know how I know? Because every time we go to do a show, it's always family from that area. You
Yeah,
know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
So I'll be like, this is my cousin, this is my cousin. I'm like, damn, hella family. So and look at him. He makes sure he's surrounded by his family, even on the road.
right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Some piece of the family, everybody may not know, but some piece of the family is gonna be at a show, you know what I'm saying, coming to kick it and talk about memories and shit like that. Shout out to Buddha and all that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like every show that we have, it's a family reunion. That's just how. So it's a wonderful thing to be able to, you know what I'm saying? One minute you in one city with Bone Thugs, next minute you with Quick and Short and them again, then you over here back with Quick and them. Like it's a crazy life, but 40 worked hard for it, and I've been right there just to, play my position.
yeah. And even with you, I watch you and you know what I mean? How you support, her hair salon, and you guys are just, I just love you guys' relationships. You know what I mean?
Because we came from deep East Oakland and all we had was each other in the mean streets of East Oakland. You know what I'm saying? I had to protect my sister. My brother was always there to protect me. He caught many fades on my behalf. My brother Lee Doss. Nobody, the world don't know Lee, but that's my he been my guardian angel since I was a youth. Anytime somebody tried to bully me, he was already right there because he was just good with the hands and the feet and shit for some reason. He was just a beast. You know what I'm saying? So somebody would push me when I was in Morris Cox in elementary. Somebody would push me, and then the bell would ring and we'd go in the classroom. They'd be like, "You hear about your brother? What? He beat that dude up that pushed you." You know
Oh,
what I'm, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But he's still living in Utah. But every time I'm in Utah, of course we pull up. I love my brother. I love my sister. We connected because we it's like Thelma and JJ and Michael in Good Times.
Oh
You
my,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That was I mean that was our family, structure. We was in one time we lived at the Mission Motel in East Oakland, right up MacArthur. You know what I'm saying? And all we had was us, off a hope and a prayer. Even though my father was there, you know what I'm saying? He was living in San Francisco, but when parents divorce, and then you got the single mother of three trying to figure it out in East Oakland, then you got the father who had a whole new family. You know what I'm saying? With my stepmother, he got a whole new family, and him being a minister in San Francisco, so he got his own stuff to deal with. But he still, showed us, loved and did whatever he could. But I'm just saying, for the most part, it was all on my mother's back to make sure that we survived and had a place to stay and all that type of thing. You feel me? So
Yeah. And I
we
know
uh
I met your
we,
mom
we lived
once.
we lived right there on 98th and Bancroft with my cousins and my auntie Sylvia and shit, and like I don't know if it was a two bedroom apartment, and it was just all two beds in one room with seven people, six people, seven kids.
Yeah.
So getting up early in the morning to go to school so we could have a breakfast and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You like getting up on time to go get breakfast because if you may not eat, you better go get that breakfast or that free lunch or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it just so happened the school was right across the street, so we had no excuse. And then when we got through with school, we'd go. The few of us who knew how to hustle would go to the gas station and stand by a pump, wait for the D boys. The D boys was right across the street at the park, gambling and doing what they do. So they'd pull up to the pump with they whips, bumping whatever they bumping, and I'd be like, "Can I pump your gas for a quarter?" Knowing he got a pocket full of money, he gonna give me at least $2. You feel me?
Oh man, that was a hustle right there. That was a good
No, it was about 4 or 5 of us that used at least three consistent. Me and my cousins, Deshaun, we was the masters of that. Yeah. And a few older people tried to do it, but you gotta have you gotta get the dimples and shit that I had when it was over with. You know what I'm saying? The D boy's girlfriend would come pulling up, and she'd be like, "Oh, can you?" And then what I would do with my money and what I would see. I had a partner named Abete.
Mhm.
When we would wake up early Saturday morning, go pump gas for about 3-4 hours, from like 6 in the morning to probably like 11, something like that, just pumping gas, pumping gas, pumping gas. And we'd clean your windshield, but that was very rare. But for the most, because we was too little. But he would take his money and go buy vinyl, because at a young age, I'm talking about like 11, 12, something like that. He'd go buy vinyl, probably 10, by records like Run DMC, UTFO, all the old school shit that was out. Roxanne Shante, which I told the homie I just had met on the Rock the Bells tour, like she
Yeah.
was one of the first that I heard, the first rappers that I heard with UTFO, Roxanne, and shit like that. Houdini, that's what Run DMC. That's what they was playing at the park with Sunnyside Park in Oakland. So that's all. So that's what I was hearing. So what I do with my money is go to East Mall and go to the movies, and I would stay there and watch about 4 movies. I would watch right, Friday the 13th, uh, Last Dragon. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sitting in there, just because I'm escaping. What I was doing was escaping my reality. I didn't want to be nowhere near about what was going on where I was at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I knew if I could get up and hustle and make some money, even if it was like $10 or $8, I could go to a movie, get some popcorn, and just stay in that motherfucker because when nobody gonna look at me. So I'll go from movie to movie to movie, probably watch about 3 movies. The only downfall to that is when I leave, it'll be about midnight and shit like that. Then I gotta make it from 73rd all the way to 98th,
Mhm.
walking.
Walking.
Multiple hoods, dogs, and shit.
My
But
God.
we were quick. We were me and my cousin Deshaun. We had wheels. I'm trying to tell you what's real. We'd get there, and I don't know how long it'd take, because we'd be just running. He was hella faster than me, but I could keep up with him at that time in real life. That's a quick little story because I just want people to know that's what East Oakland represents to me. A lot of people glorify Oakland, which they should, because they was whatever area they was in, it was wonderful and everything for them. For me, it was getting up, hustling, everybody staying in one room, that type of shit, and staying in motels and shit like that. That was my reality, but it still was cool because it taught me how to survive. It gave me that. That's what East Oakland did. It gave me that seed to survive, regardless of whom or what, which leads me to what we was talking about as Aries. We're gonna do whatever we have to do to make sure that we you know what I'm saying, that we survive and that we, could eat and shit like that, because that's just how we was built,
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm hearing you talk about that, where I'm from, and I was so happy when 40 shouted out in that Keat song, Seaside. Well, I was like, ooh, 40. I was like, I love it when people know about Seaside, right? A lot of people, I grew up, it was like a little LA when I was growing up there. People think, oh, Monterey and Carmel and stuff, but I remember when we moved there, on one side of Seaside was like really calm and quiet, but once we moved to the other on the other side of Broadway, ooh, my whole life changed. My whole life changed. I saw everything, on that other side of Broadway and stuff. And so I know what you're talking about and stuff, because you hear gunshots, you see the pimps, you see the drug deals, you see everything, going on.
Now, just imagine you gotta, what is that word? Juxtapose me going, dealing with that in East Oakland, and at the same time getting on the BART and going to stay with my father on the weekends, Friday and Saturday, in
Wow.
in in Fillmore. You know what I'm saying? Straight to the bow tie suit, bow tie, shoes, slacks. Head shave, right? You know what I'm saying? Straight to the movement, and then back to back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know what I'm talking about?
Wow. Wow. And it made you, like you said, it made you who you are.
He
We got
created
both
the
sides.
duality of, what I'm saying, the spiritual part, and
Mhm.
then the street part, the
Mhm.
duality of both sides. That's why even in my music, that's why I have an album called Duality. It's just like I have a rational side, and then I have an irrational side. But somehow you have to figure out how to make both sides come to an understanding so that you could live your best life.
Right, exactly. So Big Omeezy you have been a hype man. You done security, you done radio, you done management, did your own projects and stuff.
7 projects, seven
Seven.
7 projects, multiple singles. You feel me? And songs with a lot of people, with a lot of big names. For the listeners or the people who catch this, um, you go to my catalog. It's gonna be some songs that you're gonna find that you like. These motivational songs. Um, I don't. It's PG. I got songs that I get into it when when people piss me off. I make songs that address those certain issues, but for the most part, I'm motivational. I want to tell people that regardless of your situation, you can make it out of that situation. That you can overcome the obstacles, whether it be work or your wherever you live at, whether it be family issues, whether it be divorce, whether it be anything that you think that you can go through, you can overcome that. You just have to be prayed up. You got to have faith in God and use that faith and motivation to stay around people that's on the same page as you, not people that's not on the same page as you, on the same wavelength as you, doing, what I'm saying, not people that's causing you stress and all this shit, backbiting and all that. Them the people you don't want to be around. If you want to be successful, you got to be around the people that the same wavelength that you are on. Y'all trying to attain and reach the same goals. You don't compromise your integrity and shit like that, and do no weird out of nature character things. And you be a man about your business and your family. You know what I'm saying? You'll be good, straight up.
Exactly, exactly. So of all the things that you've done, what was your favorite? I mean, what is like, what do you really, if you had to choose two, what would those two be to do like for, forever, ever?
Damn, that's a lot. That's a lot. Well, um, one time we went to a party at the Playboy Mansion.
Oh, really?
That was amazing. That was crazy. I was so excited. I called my wife and I said, "Guess where I'm at? I'm at the Grotto, like in real life," because it was so exciting. Yeah, it was. They had All Star Weekend in LA, I believe. I think 40 performed, and then um we ended up going to the after to one of the parties. Echo Haddix, the PR extraordinaire, up out of LA. She hooked us up, I believe, and yeah, it was tight. We was on a bus with Richard Jefferson and Layla Ali, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, they did. You had to get on this shuttle bus, and it took you to the Playboy Mansion. And then at this party, I posted a lot of pictures like that, but at this party was like the who's who. It wasn't like no Diddy shit. It was real big, like
Mhm.
big, like huge, like Lennox
Yeah, I
Lewis,
bet.
people you would never see just on the regular, just all in one party, just kicking it. So that was one. That was one, but that was a long time ago. That was like in the '90s and shit like that. But really, it's venues. It's some you never know what venue that you'll be performing at. They got venues where this the whole side of the mountain is a stage, and you performing in that mountain, like in Denver and Colorado out that way. It's like, and then they got stages that rotate, like in Arizona, you got the whole stage rotates. It's just the not knowing that I like just showing up and being like, oh, this is where we performing. This shit crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
but still going out there and putting forth the same effort and regardless, because me and 40, we done performed in Norway with the whole crowd could nowhere near could speak English, but they was up there with
Yeah.
it. They was doing the thing, and you know what I'm saying? And the same with in Japan and all that. Like, we just go for what we know, um, and put on a show straight up.
Okay. So what is your path? I mean, I know you do a lot, but what are those two that if you had to not to do only two of what you do, what is like what you feel like it would be though? Would it be hosting a radio show? Would it be the hype man, going out there performing? What would you kind of like your two major passions?
Well, I'll perform with 40 as long as you need me, you know what I'm saying, in whatever capacity
Mhm.
that I serve. But at the end of the day, when I perform, I do have my own shows.
Mhm.
So I am gonna be, you know, I took what they call it. I took a year of solitude off when I first moved out here
I
to
remember
Southern Cal. I took a year of solitude just
that.
to get my mind and myself right and focus on what we was doing as a family. You know what I mean? Because family is what is matters in life and worlds. My kids and my wife and shit like that. That's what matters. So we had to make sure that we straight and shit like that. Then once you reintegrate yourself with civilization, then you can start implementing the things that you had going on before. And that's what I did. So I instantly found me a studio because it's hard to find a good engineer. So, shout out to Jay Intel. He recorded 99.9% of all big Omeezy music. You know what I'm saying? So when I did make this movie, it was like, okay, so I might have to fly back and forth and figure this out. But then my homie BH out here from Santa Ana, he's a councilman or something like that, but he a real triple OG out here in Santa Ana. But he also won a position on the council or something like that, and he puts on Juneteenth and all that shit. But he's damn near like the me of Sacramento, like of Santa Ana, like type shit. Even though I ain't no congressman, but you call him and he can plug you and tap you in. So he tapped me in with another brother that's really good at engineering, like very good. And it's gonna be some music coming from Big Omeezy, man. And what it is what one thing that I'm good at is hooking up with my other folks and doing songs with them. It's not just about Big Ol' Meezy. I'm gonna say and speak and rap the way I rap, and if you accept it or reject it, whatever you want, I'm gonna keep it real. It's coming from the heart. But I'm gonna make sure that I put my folks on that I rock with, and we just gonna make songs and write music and drop them. And if you like them, you like them. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. But it's gonna be added to my catalog. Like I said, I got songs with 40, Be Legit, Sugar T, not Sugar T, but I got a hook on Sugar T, Shelly Cell, Baby Bash, um, uh, Clyde Carson. It's just so many. Too short. You feel me? I got songs with a whole bunch of people. Numbskull, Yuck Mouth, of course the whole Tell the Feet, Hit a Slim. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we be working, man. I be working. So, and I'm just gonna while I'm in the position that I'm in to have my mental and my physical all on accord right now. I am going to go about the business of getting OLH Entertainment, my business, the attention that it needs to get, and that's where we at with it.
So you looking to sign more artists to manage more artists on OLH?
Hell no. Didn't you just
Sorry,
hear
y'all.
me about Zen and focus and mind and body and soul? That would destroy my mental psyche. Don't you know that?
Well, what
I
if
will consult and point people in the right direction and make calls for people like, and you know what I'm saying? You did? Yeah, but
okay,
all that sign hella artists and be having to answer the phone all the damn time. Nah, I don't like people no more like that. What do you like?
okay.
You ain't the great, or you be like, you ain't the great communicator. I'm restoring, recharging.
Oh my God, 40
I
days.
am recharging. Yeah, I'm recharging because my days be twos and fews. I be trying to squeeze 2 hours to focus, and you know what I mean. And I always got something that I could be doing at any moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Even if I sit down to watch the game, I still gotta have my phone and be doing something. Like you know what I mean. I'm not gonna just sit still and not do nothing. I could be texting somebody back. I could be anything. I could be listening to a beat. It's anything that I could be doing to make shit shake. I'm gonna do it in whatever time frame that I have it.
okay. Is there any artist that you have not worked with that you would love to, collab with? You guys, he's thinking because he's worked with so many people. No.
No, somebody that I would make a good song with that when I get before I was just when I get ready to be to do a song with them, they do some ill shit and I can't do no song with them. Nah,
Mm, okay.
nah. Everybody I work with, I just work with them again. That's I think that's how I'm gonna do it. If I've been working with you and doing songs with you, except for a few people, like I told Henny, I got to do a song with him because it's long overdue. You know, I just like people who just be about the business of gritting and grinding and don't stop and regardless of whom or what, because that's what page I'm on. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of people that try to dim your light and try to act like you ain't doing what you're doing and you know what I'm saying. So they act like they don't see you, but at the end of the day, they do see you, but they don't want to see you, but they got to see you because you're just out there doing too much.
Yeah,
So I adore anybody that's out there that's steady about the business, regardless to whatever obstacles come in your path. You got to keep trekking. You got to keep, you got to lace your boots and just keep going because at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna have no pity for you. They ain't gonna cry for you. If you cry about that shit on social media, they just gonna laugh at you and try to give you some advice that like you be like, duh,
but
everything that they saying, you need to do this. Duh. If I could, I would. You know what I'm saying? Duh, like, hey, what you do is
yeah,
put $500 in an APT. Motherfucker, I would have been did that if I had that. So shut the fuck up. Not excuse me. It is Sunday, but I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it in the book. I'm just saying, like, um, I believe in God, and I believe in whatever God and whoever He want me to work with, I will work with. You know what I'm saying? Even with the Let's Get Into It remix that I have out right now as we speak up on the microphone. Um, it's out right now, so I just dropped that. But that's with the
let's get
homie
it.
position.
That's get it.
That's what my partner position, who is Bone Thugs and Harmony's DJ, but he pushing he Bone Thugs and Harmony's DJ, but he's also an artist that's trying to get his shit out there real tough. You know what I'm saying? So that's another person that I always chop it up with when we on the road and we doing hella shows everywhere together. That if we can help each other and we folks, that's what's up. That's what we do. And my cousin T Maz, the same way. I got him on there, and we just doing what we do. You feel me? He got my cousin T Man, he got 2 books. He is a psychologist or some shit, a therapist or whatever hell. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we still artists, we musicians. Why? Because we know how to go in the studio and make songs, and we do them. Some songs I do for myself, some songs I do for others, but all the time I make it for myself. I like it because it's something I might want to work out to, something that's gonna heal me mentally, somebody I want to work with that I want to, shine a little light on in my own little way. But at the end of the day, to go back to your question, I'm gonna work with whoever. Um, it's gonna make the record do what it do. Like just make a real record, like a real heartfelt record, not just somebody that got a buzz and nothing like that. I could have been did all that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody I work with is somebody I genuinely rock with and I reach out to and they get I did a song with one of the homies called The Nightlife. When I was working I was listening to beats at like 11 o'clock at night. I sent the song to him at 11:30, and he sent that motherfucker back at 2 in the morning. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Just like Paul Wall, I got multiple songs with Paul Wall. Like all these cats is my real friends, my real folks. And
Mhm.
for me, I just it's like uh if you have fun making the music and shit like that, the other stuff that comes with it, performing, getting verses with other people, doing hostings, like I've done all that shit. So that just comes with it if you stay consistent your drive determines what how high or where at what level your drive is what determines that straight up.
And our other brothers watching right now, Lamont done tuned in, we
That's
all
my
family.
dog.
Yeah.
That's my dog.
I love Lamont, even though he don't, check his text messages a lot. I be texting him.
Oh man, he be living his life. He the first one that I've seen that when I seen him bust a pattern up out of sack, I was like, oh, it's possible.
Right, 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 right. Love you, bro. Yeah. So, like you said, you travel so many places, especially with 40 and stuff. What what is the country, the city, or anything that you just like, man, I would just love to live here. I got to come back. This is the person place.
Mm, nowhere.
Nowhere?
No, no. It don't matter where I was. Uh, it's because something would be off. You know what I mean? That just you know what I mean? It just wouldn't be, in California. As long as it's in California. You feel me?
What about the overseas? Like, have you ever been to like Bali,
I
Dubai?
would never. Yeah, all that. Yeah, yeah. No, Amsterdam, all that. Yeah, I'm not. Nope. Mm-mm. I like America. I like being right here in the U.S. of A. I don't because I've been places. We performed for the troops multiple times in Japan, Okinawa, Japan. Been to like in Norway. Been to everywhere, like air. You know what I'm saying? But when I get back to America, when my passport, when I come back through customs, it could be from the Bahamas. Once I get through customs, I'll be like, thank God I'm back home. Straight up. That's just me.
Yeah. Wow.
That's just me.
Now,
That's just me.
now you mentioned family. Of all these years and stuff, how did you balance, having a family and doing your own music and traveling with 40 and all that? How did you balance all that?
Really, besides the birth of my kids, everything else, being on the road took precedent. You know what I'm saying? I don't miss shows. You feel me? The only time I ever missed a show was when we was on the N1 mixtape tour and it was a storm, so I had to sleep and we had a show in Detroit. So I was flying, my connection was in Chicago and I had to end up having to sleep and missed the show, the N1 mixtape show, and sleep at the airport until the morning to fly man, it was horrible. That's the only time I ever really missed a show. And I hate missing money and I hate missing shows, period. And because I feel like I let the team down by not being there. You know what I'm saying? Because, um, when we at our best, we do what we do straight up.
Uh, yeah. So, so you said besides, the birth and everything, now your kids, they're getting, like you said, your daughter sings, right?
My daughter Ayana, she did a song with me. We got a song called what's it called? Oh, let me think about it. But she can sing and she's very talented. Like I said, she won the talent show at the Guild when we did the Dream Believe It Achieve It talent showcase. Um, but when I tried to do too much, she was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Oh, okay," because as a father, you don't know. You got to go by what they want to do. You can't force them to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, but if she told me today she wanted to work on some music, we work on some music. You know what I'm saying?
How
Straight
did you
up.
how did you feel watching, watching her, blossom into singing and doing a song with her? What was the
Everything,
what was the
everything my
what was the
everything my
daddy
kids,
feeling?
everything my kids do amazes me. You know, people saw me at the mall when she was performing at the pop-up shop, and then when she was performing at the damn um um the black
Did she perform off of 24th and Florin too?
she did it for
Nikki, right?
yeah, she did it for Nicki's annual, a couple other times. She, very talented, and she performed for my boy Joe at the park for the Father's Day woo wop. Man, it was if she wanted to really just get out, she could. She a Aries too.
Oh, is she
Both
at Aries
both
too?
both both my daughters is Aries, and you can't tell them shit until they want to know the answer.
Yeah, that's kind of like
Yeah.
how we are, you know. So then what is your other are your other kids looking? It seem like they want to get into the business too, or any part of
My
like.
son, my son's still trying to figure it out. I'm whatever he want to do. I'm support him. He gonna figure it out. He got a job. You know what I'm saying? So he's straight right now. He only 19. So he good. I'm gonna let him figure it out, and whatever he need to do, he gonna do it. He better
Gotcha.
figure it out. But he better figure it out before Trump sends his ass to go fight in Iran or something.
Don't do you, yeah, yeah. Um, Now, what made you decide I'm out of set?
Um, when Bunky, Bunky's R.I.P. Bunky, my homie Bunky. I promised when he passed away from COVID or during COVID, I promised myself that I would always go with my gut. I would always, do what God told me to do, and I would live life to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? When your homies are passing away left and right, yeah, that shit can get depressing. And
Yeah,
then her father had passed away, and that shit was depressing. Her mom had passed away not too long ago, and that shit was depressing. So it was just a lot of even in my house. I feel like my father's presence was there. Her father's presence was there. Her mother's presence was there. It was just, I feel like our house was full with spirits. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't sitting right with my spirit. You know what I'm saying? So um, as a collective family, healthy family, we decided to go for what we knew. And like I told, who was I telling? I telling somebody, my partner Reezy, I said, yeah, he know I'm one of them ones. I don't even like driving, but when I moved all our shit into the biggest U-Haul truck you could ever imagine driving, the biggest of whatever, the super super huge one. I drove that motherfucker from Sac all the way to Orange County, and you do know that did not wreck. I stopped a couple of times, but I was moving on faith and prayer and hope. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what we did.
and why
But
why did you pick Orange County?
well, because my two daughters was already there working at Disneyland.
Oh,
They
okay.
already had. So it's like I was not going. I like to be with my kids. So therefore, I knew my son was going to graduate and he was going to go down there, and then all my kids was going to be there, and I was going to be where I was, and no, that wasn't going to work for me. So yeah, they did. Because one thing about Orange County is we have four airports that I could choose from. I can go to LAX, I can go to Ontario, I can go to John Wayne. You know what I'm saying? I have Long Beach. I have four selections of airports. I have Wi-Fi. I can sit up here and do an interview with you. I don't have to pull up on you or nothing like that. So really, and I'm used to being everywhere like air anyway. So wherever you go, I could be on tour and I'm gonna do the same thing. I lived on the road. I'm used to living, where I live look like a hotel because I'm conditioned like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just how I'm gonna be. Period. You know, that's just it. I'm not gonna settle. Um, of course, for I like to test myself, so I always pick up something, a side hustle that will, help me invest in myself and keep shit afloat, and at the same time perform for it, and at the same time keep my other things going on. But it was way more pressure on me when I was in SAC. You feel me? So now there's less pressure. My kids is doing their own thing, making their own money, and it's just
That
me and
nice.
mine.
Ooh,
It's
that's so
just me and
nice.
mine, and just quietness and tea, and I dictate what I want to do when I want to do it, type shit, and I don't want no stress. I don't want no stress
Right, right.
because
Yeah.
stress kills.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why people be like, Alita, you be up so early. I'm up in the morning praying and meditating and reading
Of
the
course,
Bible. I don't
of
stop,
course.
I don't
Everybody
stop the day
remember.
without that.
Everybody remember. I was always the one, especially during the pandemic, early at 4:35 in the morning. What I'm saying, prayer
Oh,
time.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Prayer time. I needed it just as much as everybody else needed it, and I just felt like I was gonna do that every morning because I still wake up every morning. You know what I'm saying? But I won't bother everybody else because I know everybody else's schedule is hectic now. But
Yeah.
during COVID, all we had was each other. You know what I'm saying? That was it. I had a few homies. I would sit in my backyard and we'd be on not Zoom, but whatever we was using and shit like that. Um,
Lamont,
and
Lamont said 4:44.
uh
Lamont said 4:44. Were you? I think that's what. Is that what you? Is that when he used to post at 4 o'clock in the morning? 4 a.m.
Yep.
at 44.
4:45. 4:45. 4:45. Wake up call. This is a wake up call. Hey, that's real. That's real. That's real.
Oh man, man. So yeah, it's funny because you moved, B Smooth moved, Mafia moved, all you guys are out that way
It
now.
was Mafio too. He was one of the ones I called. I was like, man, I'm thinking of coming your way, man. What's up? But when I moved out here, it was my intention to do a podcast. Some of my folks had a building out here, Cannabis Talk 101. But then they ended up selling the building and shit. So good thing I didn't depend on that. Otherwise, I'd have been stuck like Chuck. But I ended up finding a side hustle. Those who know, if you know, you know. Um, and it works for me, and I'm able to do that and handle all my other business. But like I said, now I have a studio right up the street, and homie is raw at what he do. I got another single. I'm finna shoot 2 videos next week in Vegas, next Wednesday, Thursday. So if any of my folks see this and want to participate, tap in. So we shooting the Let's Get Into It remix, and then I got a new song that I ain't even gonna leak it, but I got a new song. Y'all see the artwork soon. I got the homie working on the artwork. Usually I do artwork myself because I don't like waiting for people, and I just do it because I can. But on this one,
Very
I want to see. Yeah, I'm not waiting for nobody. But on this one, I made myself be patient since he did say Tuesday, so I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna see what he can come up with. We gonna come up with some good artwork for this because it's very important to what the world is looking like now. And of course, I wouldn't be me if I didn't have something to say. But this is a song that I'm sure because every time I did a song, I would send it to Bunky early in the morning and be like, "You fucking with it?" He'd give me the thumbs up, fire, whatever, and that let me know, regardless of whom or what, I'm putting this out. I was gonna do it anyway, but he just put the stamp on it for me. Hella records like that, you know what I'm saying? So this is a record. This new record with Ren the Heat Monster and my boy Deadly Hash, my Indian brother and my Latino brother, Ali Salvadorian. This shit is produced by DJ 151 up out of Canada. When
mm,
y'all hear this, we stepped on it. We stepped on it straight up. We calling out people. We calling out a lot of the different things that we don't agree with. Stay tuned. That's gonna be dropping real soon. You'll see the artwork.
yeah. Who's on the remix?
The remix is my Let's Get Into a Remix. Oh, that's my boy Position, and I said Bone Thugs and Harmonies DJ, but he's an artist himself. I probably got sidetracked. And my cousin T Maz, you know what I'm saying? We got a song already um,
Mhm.
on one of my prior projects, but this is the new Joan that's gonna be dropping real soon. So I'm also working on it on an EP. I ain't gonna tell y'all the name because most of us be taking shit. So I'm not even, I can't even say the name. But if I do and it ain't ready, then next thing you know, it'll be three of them are already out. So I mean, not do that. So you know what I'm saying? I do have an EP that's gonna be dropping. I don't know when. Um, so it's gonna be singles and the EP, and then maybe an album or whatever, man. Ain't no telling. That's what Jack told Helen.
Okay. And you know, Lamont's always in Vegas, so he's already said he'll be at he gonna, you know, be hitting you up to be at that video shoot next week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he said I'm at that. That's what Lamont said. So, yeah.
Pull up, man. Young Shan said he's coming too. You understand? We putting the bed back together. You understand me? Big
Yeah.
Omeezy is out of semi solitude and ready to get back active. You know,
You know who
sometimes
else?
you gotta,
You
I
know
just
who
saw
else
I
is out
saw
there?
that. Listen, I want you to say that in a second, but I saw on TikTok where they say you have to put yourself in self solitude.
Right, absolutely.
Self solitude because I hadn't posted nothing really for a whole year. And when I did Level 2022, the song, I was posting at least 4 times a day because Facebook was paying me. You know, I was getting like at least $350 a month just off of Facebook. Attaching it to my song and doing all them videos. One of the videos I got like 30 million views. You know what I'm saying? Then when that shit dried up, you know, anytime stuff dry up, you got to find the next thing that do it. So I ain't went full throttle with TikTok but I'm sure if I did a setting like this and did it live on TikTok and had people call in and say and ask me questions or whatever, I talked about daily events, kind of like I did on my show, the Real Spill Show. The only reason I just bring back the Real Spill Show is because Blog Talk Radio that I used to record on, they sold the damn business, or they closed it, so it's over. So I can't even do my show like I wanted to. It's a cold game.
Man. You know, two things on that. You know, what was that? Taraji B. Henderson, she said she went to Bali for like a month, no phone, no nothing, and did, you know, solitude.
Yeah, you gotta do it. Yeah, you gotta do it.
You know, and
Um,
she came back like
but
that.
it's not because well she had enough money to do that, but I had to focus on getting to the bread, getting to the money. That
Yeah.
was my hers was she needed to relax because she knew she was making too much money. Me, I had to focus on where the money was at
Hmm.
to get
Yeah.
myself and and better myself in my situation.
Mhm.
So all that brings me back to East Oakland and making a way out of no way. And then if you do that consistently for a certain amount of time, your shit will be back in order because you focused on nothing but that. And that's what I did. Even like it feel like it's been 2 years since I've been gone from SAC, 2 whole years.
Oh.
But that's damn near 2 years since I've even talked to certain people.
Mhm.
Not out of not loving my folks, but just being laser focused on what I had to do in order to do what I had to do. You see what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally feel you. So,
Yeah, for your mental, for your physical, for your mental and every well-being. Because like you say, when you start seeing folks around you dropping, you know what I'm saying, like flies, it's like you gotta start, okay, let me see what's going on so that I can not even though it's not when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. But what I'm not gonna do is help the situation. I'm not gonna help myself to an early grave. You feel me? Or I'm not gonna be in a situation where I'm out of pocket somewhere in sack and I become a casualty, not for something I did, you feel me? But
mhm.
for some but for the fact that I go everywhere in sack wherever I want to go.
Yeah.
With love. But that don't mean that, you know what I'm saying, it ain't some haters out there that may want to catch me slipping or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
You know, JDK just,
Or I don't want nobody to put me in a position where I gotta protect myself because I will protect myself. That's what I will do. But so then that's gonna set me back too. You feel me? So it's a lose-lose situation. So I decided to put myself self-solitude myself in a new location
mhm.
and focus on getting my shit straight, and that's what I did, and that's what Lamont did, and that's what Henry Holyfield did, and that's what all these people who decided to leap from their nest. They even without all this fear. You know it costs a lot out there. Make more money.
That
You know
part.
what I'm saying? Making more money. The money is out here. There's plenty of money out here.
Yeah.
There's plenty of jobs out here. They giving away jobs. I promise you. But you got to be willing to work. If you ain't willing to work, stay your lazy ass where you are. If you're willing to work, it's out there. You got to go get it though.
Yeah.
It
It's
ain't
all
gonna
about
come to you. It ain't gonna
mindset.
come to you. It ain't gonna come to you in sack. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? Like we know the radio stations half-ass support local artists. We already know that. We know. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to homie what's the homie that passed from the
Big
radio.
Al. Big
Yeah,
Al.
shout out Big Al. I'm getting old, so it is my it is what it is. Shout out Big Al. If it wasn't for Big Al pulling up, using his personality for all these events, now who's gonna stand up and take his place as a voice? You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
these are all the things that I look at in a city that has support, but they limit their support. Feel me? Because they don't want nobody doing better than them. Straight up.
Right. JDK just jumped on. I was gonna say some of the stuff you said, JDK had just posted something similar and stuff. But I've learned to always say as I got older and stuff, I was like, God will reveal and remove. You know what I mean? If you pay attention, God's gonna show you what he's revealing and what and who and what he's removing from your life and stuff. And I've just found out as I got older, I'm just seeing that a lot more. You see, you become, I don't know, it seems like you feel the same way. As you get older, you're focused and you just start seeing things just a little bit more clearer, like,
Well,
okay.
you have to figure out where do you want to apply your time. Your time is limited. So what do I want to focus? What do I want to? How much time do I want to devote of my 24 hours to this? You know what I'm saying? Because this is going to take away from my relaxation time, my time where I just kick back, kick my feet up, sip a glass of wine to you know what I'm saying? Listen to some smooth jazz, go on TikTok and just surf the TikTok for about an hour if I choose to, because I want to, you know what I'm saying? And without no outside, see how quiet it is, Ryan?
Hmm. It's
It's
level.
quiet, air conditioning is right. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, I forgot what I was saying in the train of thought, but the city of Sacramento. I love Sacramento. Sacramento, the city itself, could do better about supporting its people on all forms, uh, in fashion, and we gotta stop tearing up our own events and shit like that. It's just a litany of things that JDK know that it's a cycle um that for some reason won't be broken for some reason. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who gonna break the cycle, but somebody like a Doy Rock, could have should have been treated better. Some artists, like even Mozzie, one of the biggest artists ever to come out of SAC ever. So I'm just saying so, but because of politics it ain't the community it ain't embraced the same because whatever reason. But I'm just saying I'm out of that. But I'm just saying um we got to start supporting. It could be the Buenos, it could be the whoever. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that we support whoever. If it Marvin Jean, whoever's still rocking, let's try to support them because that's what they do out here. That's what they do out here. One thing I can say in Southern California is they legends. They stay. I don't give a fuck if they do a show. It's gonna be 20 of their legends on stage. It is what it is. You're gonna have to just sit there and go through it. It's gonna be from high seat or above the law and all that. You're gonna sit there through all of them and enjoy and reminisce like you was listening to the radio station in your car. You feel me? So if it's an artist in SAC and you like one song, play that motherfucker. Put it on. If you're a DJ, put it on your playlist. Play about 10, SAC artists because it is gonna be a trickling effect if they get some big bread and they bring it back to the community or when The homies got all these community events, and you able to use your name and likeness to up the ante and blow it up. So you can use your celebrity for good in the hood as opposed for yourself. You know what I mean? So that's what I've always been about. It's not really been about Big Omeezy. It's about making Big Omeezy brand big enough to support other brands and shit like that. And that's just like Omar did, Big Omeezy would do. You feel me?
So Lamont says, me and you, we both really, really put on for Sacramento, and both of us put him in a position when he first got started and stuff. So thank you, Lamont. You know what I mean? Thank you, brother, and stuff. And also, speaking of what you just said, I just had.
Me and Lamont, we used to go to he saw me when I was gritting and grinding. Not that I'm not gritting and grinding now, but I'm just saying in the infant stages and going to these different podcasts and radio stations and do whatever, just trying to do my part to make shit shake. You know what I'm saying? But DJ Pizzo, E40's original DJ, he told me to get my catalog together when I dropped my first project. Because at the end of the day, what's more important than having hit records in your infant stages is making sure that you got a catalog, because most of them OGs out there, they got 10, 15, 20 albums. You feel me? So for me to be a late bloomer and drop my first one in 2010 and just be continuously just focused on just getting more songs done, all these songs that's in my head and just getting shit and working with different artists, that 10 years went by super quick. You feel me? So now that so now even when I work out, I on my Amazon Music, and I type in my name, and then I just click Big Omeezy, and I just work out for 2 hours just listening to myself, motivating myself. That is a beautiful thing. Even some of the songs I have with my father on there preaching, and my daughter singing on two of the songs. I mean, ain't no better feeling than that when you got 2 hours of music that you can listen to your own personal self and your homeboys and shit like that. I'll take that.
Yeah. I just had T Nutty on, and to hear him say, I had him and Marvelous on at the same show, right? And to hear him say how we just motivated him, does this kind of show, like, even he sees, how SAC is going. And I feel since the internet, because back in days they had me. They had Sacramento Funk on the Real Music videos. They had 916 magazine. They had what was said in Stacy, the Loop magazine.
Right.
Before all the interviews, and and they had the celebrity basketball games and stuff. It seemed like there was more unity, but since this internet done came, well, I
I
mean,
mean, it
this
ain't got nothing to do it.
here.
It ain't got nothing to do with
You
internet.
don't think so?
No, it's just the people. It's just the people.
Oh, that
You
too,
know,
but I feel it's
It's
more
certain
easier with the
it's
phone.
certain people because we have control. We walk around. It used to be a time that nobody had no cameras. Now we all walk around with cameras. We
Yeah.
don't have no, it used to be a time you tried to go get a podcast channel. Now you can start a podcast and shoot it right now in front of your face, right there. You don't need all that. It's just really just a matter. Some people give up. Some people take long ass breaks, and some people just, is it, they,
Sorry, Lamont.
some
LNL TV. We've got LNL TV. He put that on. So, but
L&L
okay.
Entertainment,
So
L&L
what?
Entertainment, L&L TV.
Yes. What? Okay. So I done. You done said so much, brother, and I just appreciate you. So the future. You got the video shoot. You got new songs coming out. You got God, what was it? You said so much. You just like sugar. You guys got so much going on. So
Oh
in the
yeah.
future, the video shoots, you got new music coming out.
I got
Is there
video shoots. I
anything
got
else?
new music. I'm working on an EP. I'm just whatever it is, it's gonna come to me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna rush nothing. I can't tell you nothing than what it is. Every day is a blessing, and I'm gonna continue to do it like that. Only from a better position is what I'm saying. I'm in a better position. So now I can do what I used to do, but even better and in a better position is what I'm saying.
Gotcha. Is there anything else you want people to know before we end part two?
No, I appreciate everybody, especially all my Sacktown folk, but I got folks from everywhere that's been supporting me, and I've been supporting them, and let's continue to do that and these are some heavy times. These are some different times. But as long as we got each other's back and we, we stay solid, we all gonna be good regardless of whom or what, and stay prayed up. So that's it. And be on the lookout for my new music and support when you can. It don't take nothing to Google to type in when you on woo-wah, listen to a couple songs and get back to your life. And if you like it, love it, lock it in. And it's trust me, at 7 projects, there's gonna be about 10, 15 songs that you gonna fave and you gonna like, even if you ain't just listening to me and you listening to your one of your favorite artists. How hard is that? So that's it. I'm gonna continue to do that. I'm gonna continue to spread love and joy and come at people that come against me. And
And
shout
don't
out to all
forget,
my hit 'em, my JB, all my hit 'em hard folk, all my sick with it folk. You feel me? All my sectarian folk, all my Utah folk. You dig, and you do know that. Hello.
don't forget when you work out, y'all can listen to his music. Y'all done heard it. And that
Let me tell
song,
you
Let's Get
something.
It.
If you go to the gym, type in Big Omeezy. I got a couple slow songs, you know what I'm saying? But that's it because I get emotional and sometimes I have to make those type of songs. But you gotta go crazy. Hell, you gotta go crazy. Hard work, hard work, hard work. Put me in, coach.
If
Put
you're having a
me
bad
in,
day,
coach. That's my vibe. Uh, oh, if you having a bad day, it's some song. It's some song. I got a song that me and Mr. Fab they're called Loved Ones that I'm singing on. Man, trust me, I got hella songs for every emotion and every feeling. You better know it.
and I don't want to leave JDK Sack Report magazine. We appreciate it because he's still like making those magazines too. So
No, no, I do need to get in there too, but I got to go sit with JDK so we can really have a powwow like me and you doing, and then we'll put it in there and and I would love to distribute it out here in Southern Cal. Even, not that I'd be everywhere in Southern Cal because I still stay in my lane, but when I do get out and about, I can handle some out and get people connected. But I
yeah,
know a lot of our folks in SAC, they still stay connected, and they support each other. But Sacramento be so cliquish that everybody don't come together, and I don't know how you're gonna knock that down, but it is what it is. So
right.
straight up.
I love you. I appreciate you. And next time you come to
Shout out
Sac,
to my sister Mai. Make sure if y'all need to
oh,
get y'all hair done, y'all go to It's My Hair. You feel me? Right over there by IHOP off of North Gate. It's My Hair Design. She will have your shit laid for any occasion. And she's my sister, but she's also very talented. And she'd be on Good Day
that's
Sacramento
what I was
doing
about
her
to
thing.
say.
You better know it, yeah, because we are hustlers, and we gonna get it however we can, the right way though. God motivated, not no illegal shit. Don't ever ask me to do nothing illegal against my morals and values, because I'm gonna tell you no.
And that's my brother. All right. Have a great rest of your Sunday, family. I got this fashion show with Stephanie Ray to go to and stuff. So,
Sorry, the game 7 is about to pop. Indiana, you understand me? It's going down. Who y'all want to see? Who y'all going for? I'm going for whoever the best team is. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you for always having my back like a masseuse, like a car seat. Let's continue to support each other. Yeah, I remember you had called me earlier when I moved out, but I was in my moment of solitude and I wasn't talking to nobody. So
I
I'm
wasn't
still.
giving it. Okay, I still bugged you. I'm like,
No, you did.
I still.
You thought I was tripping, but I had to, shit.
Mhm. And also, I don't know if I told you, but I'm gonna send you this singer out there, Sarah Shine. Her, you might want to link up with her too. So she's a good if you're doing some music and stuff. She's doing
Wednesday and Thursday, I'm in Vegas. I'm with that. That's all good. Wednesday and Thursday, I'm in Vegas shooting 2 videos. If you out there and you want to link,
and
tap in.
Root Dog lives in Vegas. I'm gonna let him know too.
Oh, let's tap in. Hell yeah. Oh, this is my guy.
Yeah. All right. All right, love you. And tell the family hi. And I'll see you when you get next on your next visit. And then anytime that you want to come on here, let's do it.
All right, it's all up. As a matter of fact, when I drop my next single, we'll schedule another date, which is gonna be real soon.
Oh, 07. And see, Xfinity didn't go out this time.
No, great. All right.
All right, love you, bro. See you later.
Peace.